Hi, I'm Boz from Back on Track Living, as if I could keep that serious a face on. As DDPY isn't that well known in the UK yet, I thought I'd do a series of vlog videos just to try and explain what we're all about. Now, I'm quite well known for talking at great length and for too long, so you're going to notice this is a very jumpy edit style because I will just tend to go off on a tangent. So, about me. I love food, and I love beer, and I love wine, and I have a sweet tooth. My word, I have a sweet tooth. My grandmother, when I was a kid, and she was like, you must finish what's on your plate, you must eat your dessert, and dessert just became a thing. I finish a meal, and for 20 minutes after I finish eating something savoury, my brain is like, where's the sweet thing? Bring me the sweet thing, put the sweet thing in my mouth. And that's why I ended up quite overweight. Now, I've always been quite active. I was a fencer in school. I used to be a nationally ranked fencer when I was 15. And then I got into my work life and I started doing a job where my arms are above my head all day long, every day, doing fairly strenuous manual labour. That was good for keeping the pounds down. The problem is it made me complacent. I think I used to have a good metabolism. So I would do this job, running up and down ladders, carrying things around, and then I'd stop at McDonald's, I'd stop at KFC, I'd come home, I'd have pizza, I'd have several beers, I'd go to bed, I'd eat sweets, and then to find myself at 40, 41 with a lot of repetitive strain injury in all of my upper limbs, then taking a desk job because I couldn't physically do my job out in the field properly anymore. It was just a shock to the system. The body's like, I have too many calories, I have no exercise, I have no outlet for these calories, let's just store a lot of that, shall we? And that's where I ended up, 20 stone, morbidly obese, unable to do physical exercise other than days out in the field occasionally, arthritis in both big toes, repetitive strain in my forearms and hands, deformed shoulders, not able to lift weights, not able to run, not able to do fencing. I used to love squash and tennis, couldn't play squash and tennis anymore. I'd pretty much given up. Some awesome guys I know from New Jersey do a podcast, Masters of None, look them up.
Masters of None, a comedy podcast that doesn't suck.
And they were at a Comic-Con one year, and this guy, Diamond Dallas Page, comes on as a guest. And I'm like, I remember him, he wrestled. I wasn't really into wrestling, but I remember this dude.
Here at Comic-Con 2011 with none other than Diamond Dallas Page. How you doing, man?
Unstoppable. First 42 years of my life, I was a guy who would be caught dead doing yoga, but I ruptured my L4 and L5 so badly that, that's the flexibility that I had. Everybody would say to me, DDP, how's your yoga doing? I go, it's not yoga.
So yeah, I'm listening along, expecting him to talk about wrestling stuff. And no, he was demonstrating a yoga system he'd made for guys. Guy yoga. And I was like, that's interesting. I, being the proactive and follow-through person that I am, shall immediately go home and internet Googlify this thing, and I shall find it, and I shall change my life. Of course, I completely forgot. I went home, I did nothing. Fast forward about 8 months, and I see this video online about this guy, Arthur Borman. Now, if you've seen my site, you've seen a link to this, you know what it is. I watched the video, and I was in tears by the end of it. I was like, if this guy can do that, what's my excuse? I don't have an excuse. So we bought the DVDs. Me, being the stand-up follow-through guy that I am, immediately upon receiving the DVDs, sat on them for 4 months. Did nothing. In fact, I picked up the DVDs whilst on my honeymoon in Miami and put on a lot of weight in Miami. I was huge. And it took me a while to get on it. And then some friends of ours decided to get married. And we thought, we need to look good for the wedding. A lot of people do that. Let's look good for this wedding. So we worked out. We started doing the system, started to see the results. The weight started to fall off. People started to comment. I started to feel amazing. Went to the wedding. We looked great in our suits and my wife in her dress and her high heels, and she looked incredible. And then we came back and I got a cold and I stopped.
Not if we can help it.
My head's so burning.
I'm a bit confused. Hasn't he just got a cold?
For God's sake, woman, he's a man. He's got a man cold.
And I think there was another 6 months in between. I kept starting, kept trying to get back on it. Eventually, I hear that Diamond Dallas Page is coming to the UK and he's going to do a workshop. I have to be at this workshop, I decide. This is a crux point for me. I'm going to work out in front of the man who invented all this thing I believe in and clearly works for me, the only form of exercise I can do. So I got got a ticket and I went. I went in just thinking I was going to do the workshop and maybe meet some like-minded people. I walked out absolutely dead set that I was going to be a DDP yoga instructor within 6 months. Okay, it took a bit longer than 6 months, but here we are. That's my story. My pain levels are down 60 to 70%. Okay, things still hurt, but I'm carrying less weight. I've got more core strength. I've got different muscles to take the strain off other parts of my body. And yeah, I'm just simply better in every way. And what I want to do now is pay that forward. My idea and my enthusiasm to become an instructor, it's not to start a fitness club and make tons of money. It's never been my motivation. My motivation is to try and be there for people in the same sort of situation I am. This can help in so many ways, and because you can modify it to your level and make it your own, no one's going to judge you where you are, what you do, what you don't do. Your mat is your space. You make this workout your own. It's yours. You own it. DDPY has a mission to become the most trusted fitness system in the world. And I absolutely bought into that, and I absolutely believe that, and I'm absolutely on board with that, because this thing legit works. The success stories, go look at the website, see the lives that have been changed. Weight loss is an absolute side effect. This was designed to repair bodies, and it works. And then you lose weight, and then you feel great. Yes, it's going to take hard work. Yes, it requires consistency. Dallas will tell you that himself. He's been saying that for years. One of my favorite things that he says is, if you want what you've never had, you have to be prepared to do what you've never done. Do it, try it, get the app, do it at home. Find your feet with that first. You can make it all your own. You can sort out all your own modifications. And then, if you're shy and you don't want to go to a class, that's how I did it in front of my TV for months. Was quite happy like that. But then it got to the point where I'm like, I could do with going to a class. Some people just do it that way around. Some people will never do anything at home. Their life doesn't allow for it. It's too hectic and they need to get out and do something. That's why I'm here. That's why the classes are here. So whether you're broken, overweight, you think you're too old, you're never too old for this. Dallas is 63 years old and could do 10 slow count push-ups in a row. I can't get close to that. So age is no limiting factor either. We literally accept anyone in these classes. Come along, give it a shot, see what it's all about. The first class is always free. The reason it's always free is it might not be for you. And we want you to come along and experience it, do the class, see if you like it, and then please come back. But if you don't give it a shot, how will you ever know? Back on Track Living. Come and see us.